There's a lot of options for DIYers to do easy and trendy backsplashes, but these options can be so expensive, making any application mistakes costly. While they do look cool, for my project house, I got a better idea. Stay tuned for my hip now and wow backsplash hack.
I'm Randy Vaughn, and this is Michigan Flip.
I'm the real deal. I look for dilapidated properties that need work, time, energy, money. I renovate, I hire, I fire, I get injured, I get filthy. I deal with contractors, I deal with men and women, the dead creatures and the living creatures. Whatever it takes to get a house back on the market. And I share my experiences with you. Why? If I can do this, you can do this. I bought myself a bundle of lath. They used to put plaster on lath and make plaster walls. But this is what I am going to make my backsplash out of. Get the idea? So you're gonna figure out how many pieces of lath you actually need. So my space is really small. It's shy of 9 square feet. 1 4-foot piece of lath is a half of a square foot. If it's 9 square feet, then I need 18 pieces of lath. For one bundle, I have 48 pieces. It's 1/4 inch thick. So you wanna consider that when you go around any electrical outlets or switches. You have to pull out your electrical so you can put a faceplate on it. I've already done some work on the kitchen here, but these cabinets, they came all Formica'd out. I've never seen so much Formica. It's not just the countertop. It's like the full-on backsplash and the cabinet covers. It's so much laminate. Holy crap. It's everywhere. But the thing is, actually, these cabinets are pretty decent. They're solid oak cabinets, and I'm not tearing them out. But what I am gonna do is update. Some of these are straighter than others. You can see this one on the end is really bananaed out. It's bananaed out. That one has got to go. There, it's gone. Good thing that I actually bought more than I needed. They are all imperfect, and that's the way I want them. I want them to have their own flavor. Just buy twice as much, pluck out the pieces that are imperfect, and there will be a lot of them. They're not meant to be used for like design purposes. They're meant to be covered in plaster and to be buried in the walls. I'm just gonna sand it enough to get rid of any of the rough fibers on this board. I don't know if you can see them here. Do not over sand your boards. It'll take away the character that this rough lath actually has if you over sand it. So here's the fun part. Now I'm gonna cut random lengths of lath with my chop saw. If you don't have a chop saw, you can use a hand saw with a miter box. That's enough to get me started. Organized chaos, I love it. Okay, we're back here in the kitchen. So what I'm gonna do is take some painter's tape and just tape the edge right around here, because I'm gonna wanna seal this lath, and I don't wanna get sealant on my cabinets. I picked one that doesn't go all the way across. This is when you get to be a little creative. So remember, we sanded one side of this. I'm gonna be using the rougher side to put the Loctite on. Let's see, which side is softer? Ooh, not this one. This is the one that gets the Loctite. Here we go. Now this has a piece of laminate on here. I'm not ripping it up. This is very lightweight lath, so it's not gonna pull this down. This is on there pretty solidly. I do not wanna mess with it. I'm making this as simple for myself as possible. That's 10 inches, so I need a 10-inch piece to finish that. This does require some back and forth with your tools. You would have to do some back and forth anyway with blades or with your saw, whatever you're gonna use on any backsplash if you're tiling stuff together. I have 1 1/4 inch nails in my airless nailer, so I can throw a couple nails in each one of those just to keep it so it stays in place. I've got my first row done, so I have a little piece here that I can put right there. You don't want to line seams up, you want to stagger them. That's the rough side. So I got my second row there. That's kind of cool. Now look. I like this piece of wood, but it has a gap. See that gap? So I'm gonna need to push it up and nail it and get it to flex. So I'm pushing this up. So now I'm gonna need to cut a little piece to go right there. 2.5 inches. Oh, just a little too long. All right, I didn't cut enough off. Okay, third time's the charm. On to the next row. I got 4 rows done. I'm gonna check the level. I was following the cabinet line. That level is perfection. Draw out your area that you're gonna notch out and use either a multi-tool or a coping saw to cut that little piece out. Every couple rows, you're gonna wanna use your level, throw it underneath. I am in between the goalposts. I'm gonna scoot back so you can see what I'm working with here. I have a new dilemma. Do I leave it like this, knowing that the stove is gonna go right on top of it, or do I go ahead and just finish the whole wall? It's kind of like a nice lining in a jacket. You don't see it, but you know it's there. I think the right thing to do is to go ahead and continue on to finish this wall up. I have enough left.
Here's the raw wood unfinished wall. See how I use some dark wood pieces as accents? Pretty cool, huh?
I usually will throw away brushes if I'm gonna use a polyurethane finish. Here's the polyurethane. It has a tint to it that's amber. I'm like a mad scientist over here. I am gonna put a little bit of stain to add a little depth to the wood color. Remember, the surface was sanded before I put this lath up.
I use a 1.5 inch brush, the width of the lath. It offers more control with very drippy poly, wiping any excess off with a rag. Apply 2 coats with a light fine sanding in between. I chose to only do the lath on this wall, leaving the original backsplash as is. Looks like a perfect spot for a gas stove to be. In this retro kitchen, the natural grain fits right in. But here's the lath wash painted and sealed with water-based poly, which is another washable finish. This 18 square foot backsplash wall took about 8 hours to make and cost a total of $26. Oh boy, you know I'm not done with this kitchen. I'm not gonna leave this countertop like this. I've got another cost-effective update to get this place rehabbed. Be sure to watch the next episode of Michigan Flip.
There's a sale on power tools. I gotta go.